I don't know, I suppose I could be tempted to diamante. Anyway, there's some reading glasses here. Ladies' reading glasses, I believe, and they're available for you to come and collect. If you can manage to grope your way down to the commentary box alongside the main arena. No, even if they get treat me, they're no good to me. They're wrong. So you're welcome to come and pick up your own. Glasses are available. Here are ladies' glasses. I said reading glasses. I might be wrong. They might be. But I would just guess that. Never mind. They're a pair of ladies' glasses, and they've been found on site today. And they're in the commentary box alongside the main arena at this present moment. And look at that! Nothing like coming in early, why not? Sneaking in on my blind side. Steam from the showground. This is what it's all about. The event here, organised by the Banbury Steam Society. And here we have progress coming past the commentary point now. Beautiful there. And I would, either someone is a very skillful polisher, or this is a relatively recent restoration. Got to find the right page. I'm not ready for them yet. Dear idea. And the miniature steam section too. We have a very large steam section here. Includes full sizes and miniatures. So you just keep chugging on round. If you want to burn a bit of coal, then do it here in the arena by all means. Well, that's right. How could I have forgotten? Progress was restored back in 1997 and a major overhaul carried out. It's actually put Progress, if I remember right, was one of the 3 that were operated by Edwards and Swindon and converted by them to show the 23 moral Progress there, out on the far side of the arena. Giving us an opportunity to see the miniatures going round as well, really. Well, no passengers on board today, but the little miniature showman's engine. Now this is instead of 6 or a 4, I reckon it's a 6-inch scale. No, it's a 4. It's a 4, thank you very much. It's a little bit difficult looking down on the engines from here, sometimes you gauge the size. So it's a 4-inch, that means it's a quarter size. The sort of thing was put down to steam. Even carrying Bassett House. Specialist steam transport there.
Oh, what a hurricane!
I have been nicely corrected, of course. My mathematics was never a particularly good thing. 12 inch, of course, is the full size, and I've just said that a 4 inch was a quarter size. Well, it isn't. Too many forwards there. It's a third size. Because 12 inch is full size, so a 4 inch is only 3/4 in 12, not 4. I never got on with figures, you know. I think we're getting enough of the full-size ones in to start a line-up when you like across the middle, I think.
See the ones with the big rolling flat in the front?
That's it, I think progress is going up there now to start a line for us. Now the road locomotive now, and this is Dalesman, and as I said, they were designed for different purposes. Well, here we have a road locomotive. This would have been designed for hauling loads on the road, and those loads wouldn't have just been one trailer. You'd have a road train of some description. And there's the road locomotive there, the Dalesman. Big heavy flywheel on there. This was needed to keep the momentum up when they were punching their way up steep gradients with a heavy load dragging along behind them. Very, very capable engine. Now the Wallace and Stevens road roller. Wallace and Stevens was pretty much ahead of some of the technology when it came to road rolling, because when it came to tarmac, when you roll a surface, you go backwards and forwards, where you need to stop to change gear, to change direction. Well, Aveling and Wallace and Stevens there came out with their own design to actually minimise the dwell period in between gear changes, which took the risk out of making bumps in the tarmac away. Now, I was saying how they're built for different purposes. Well, you can see this one's got a flywheel, and when it's working you can actually look through it, and you can see through it. Well, this usually gives away the purpose of this vehicle, this particular locomotive, and this was an agricultural traction engine. And the flywheel that was still heavy enough to power a belt if you were driving a belt-driven tackle out on the road, an engine that was still strong enough to haul agricultural equipment from one place to another on the open road, but an engine that was purposely designed to be all-round visibility, because if you were actually working and belt feeding anyway, it was very, very useful to have a flywheel you can see through, especially if you had working equipment and people working around you. and Porter are probably the people everyone associates with road rollers. Most of the major producers of steam engines built road rollers, as you can see from the selection of different rollers that we have on display here today. But Aveling and Porter were probably the ones who did the biggest bulk production of steam rollers of all sorts of sizes too. Some of the very, very large ones were exported to America. The Aveling and Porter patents were employed in the production of steam rollers in America. There was actually quite a close partnership between Kenny Springfield and Aveling and Porter for a while. The heavier road rollers were generally designed for stone crushing, for pushing down the road surfaces, for flattening the road surfaces. Lighter rollers were employed once tarmac became the norm on the road. I did mention crane engines earlier. Well, here we have a miniature crane engine. And this particular engine is modelled on the traction engines that were produced for the War Department in the First World War, that were used for hauling the big guns through the rear of the front line. So the ability of these engines to be able to work in adverse conditions was terribly, terribly important. We're very fortunate actually, because it's a relatively flat arena. A lot of showgrounds have got arenas that slope, and that governs the direction in which the steam engines can park when they're in the arena. Because otherwise, they're a little bit low on water, the water goes to the wrong end of the steamer. Now going past us now, a beautiful example of a Fowler ploughing engine. The Fowler ploughing engine there, one of the largest of its kind. And these were designed, the critical part of the ploughing engine was that big winch drum you can see underneath. And the word Fowler too comes immediately to mind, because Fowler designed the reversible plough. They also built incredible ploughing engines. So they were designed to work with that Fowler reversible plough. So you'd have two steam engines, one at either end of the ploughing line, could be across a field where they couldn't even see each other, and they'd be signalling on the whistle to know when it was time for one engine to start hauling the plough back after the other engine had pulled it across the other side of the field.
See the lorry and then...
Now going past the commentary point, the type of steam engine that you expect to see in everybody's pictures. People talk about steam engines and they think, ah yes, the showman's engine. Straight away people think of bright red and maroon engines with barley twist brass and yellow wheels. They weren't all those colour schemes, they weren't all red and maroon. Some showmen had some very, very distinctive colour schemes. Some showmen had green showman's engines. They had what colours they wanted, but the big thing was red and yellow are a good striking colour. And it's great to see those colours because it was all advertisement. And it was all about shouting at people when they arrived in the town, the fair has arrived. And as the showground rides got bigger, so the need came on for larger showground engines. You had heavier rides, not just galloping horses around about, but there were the big scenic rides as well. One that employed quite lengthy trackways, and they were very, very heavy rides in transport. And so you had a whole host of requirements for scenic engines, the biggest engines that you could possibly manage to support. And these then were used not only for hauling the rides from one showing ground to another, but for powering the electricity that powered the rides, and more spectacularly, the lights that lit the showground. It was lighting that was so important on the showground. Many of the showground rides weren't driven by electricity, they were driven by a central steam engine in the centre of the ride itself. And so the showman's locomotive had three different jobs. It was hauling, generating and assembling, erecting these big rides. Because they were equipped with crane jibs there on the back, so that they could actually work with the winches on the engine. The winches that were so important too for moving the front row equipment off the ground when they got bogged in, which here in the UK was quite a regular occurrence. Right in front of us now, and we've got the Sentinel, thank you very much indeed, number 18, and this is the sole survivor of a 58 shaft drive. And the shaft drive was the later development there by Sentinel. There a lot of chain drive was the common thing with them, but this one was 1934, so we're well into the shaft drive production from Sentinel, and it was used by the factory as a demonstrator. And later carried steel to the Ford factory in Dagenham in South Wales. So that's a good run in South Wales and Dagenham. These Sentinels were quite capable of it because they had the road speed of any other lorry on the road, although they would never be referred to as lorries. They were always Sentinel steam wagons. And it's a marvellous example, the only survivor of the 8-wheeler shaft drive. And as promised, overhead now is the Hurricane, and it came through at a fair rate of knots. Slightly different course to yesterday. Probably the wind might be a bit different up there, so it's going across laterally instead of horizontally across the showground. So that's the Hurricane. The Hurricane was the fighter aircraft that was there before the Spitfire. And the Hurricane, interestingly enough, built out of plywood. Oh yes. We had all sorts of stuff in the air. We needed it. There was a time when there was obviously going to be a war in Europe. And our government didn't want to be involved in it. They thought we could get away without having to be part of it. Kitcheners and popped up in Bedfordshire. You can see this one doesn't have a roof on the top. Not all steam engines had roofs on the top. That was an optional extra. And obviously this particular farmer didn't work his engines when it rained. But maybe a canopy's on the way later. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Now number 7 is the Fowler Roll Roller Covenanter, and this was new to Air County Council. It worked for them all of its working life. So that was right up in the north there, up in there, and it's here with us again today. As it was in the livery when it would have been working. 1938 onwards, when it was supplied up to Air County Council. '19 now, the Fowler Road locomotive, number 14, 1911, sorry, and built for Openshaw's at Reading. These, I'm not sure whether Openshaw's were furniture removers or furniture transporters, but they were at the top end of the transport market, and you can imagine that the trucks that they towed and the vans that they towed were up to this sort of livery for the complete road train. Would have been a very, very smart outfit out there on the road. I'm pretty sure they were something into home furnishings at the time, but very upmarket road haulage units. What a story we have here, and this is the Fowler Showman's engine, Onward. The original engine was supplied to Samuel Ingham of Hyde in Cheshire in 1933 for their Mont Blanc scenic ride. I was talking about the big scenic engine. Well, this engine's got everything that a big scenic engine should have. Absolutely everything. But it went to Pickfords from the front end, and then went on into heavy haulage with Pickfords. But in 1953, now remember, this was built in 1933, and in 1953 she was still working, and broke her rear axle on the Woodhead Path. And currents were called out to move it. Currents, of course, for anybody who's not quite sure what currents do, they're big in the world of steel, and especially breaking it up as well. Onward was cut up in 1953 on the side of the road. That was the end of Onward, really. But what we have here today is a complete replica engine, absolutely correct, absolutely right, built as a steam locomotive, built to the same specifications as the original engine, and built with the owner Dave Eames from the original works drawing. So there's no shortcuts on this one, no inconsistencies. This is just the way Onward was in 1933 when she was supplied. I'd like to know what the story of the registration number is on that one, but it's certainly the right type of number. And there it is. Every part that you see has been built specifically for this locomotive, and it's an absolutely faithful reproduction of the engine that worked so hard and so long here in the UK. Marvellous piece of engineering. Number 13 now in your programme, and this is Dorothy, the last Burrell load locomotive built. It was on their stand at the show in Tiverton in 1931. So there you are, actually rated as an 11-ton road locomotive. But you can see there it's fitted with a winch as well. It's just the capability of these road locomotives. They were there for hauling. This was sort of medium loads, but certainly a beautiful little. And now, right in front of us, Foster, changing manufacturers again. Foster didn't only make agricultural products, believe it or not. They made everything else as well to do with steam. And here we have Stargazer, engine sold to a Renfrewshire farmer, soon repossessed. So the farmer hit hard times back then. You know, farmers have always been hitting hard times. Talk to any of them, you'll soon know that. And this was in 1903. He couldn't afford to keep paying for his traction engine, because in those days you actually had a form of hire purchase with a lot of the manufacturers. You ordered the engine and they took payments as they went along. And anyway, it's here in preservation today, and restored by Mr. Eames in 1992. Number 12 now, a regular again at Bloxham, number 12. And it's the Marshall traction engine, Alderman. We're very pleased to see it here every year, and we're back to it. Well, that's why we see it here every year, isn't it? So we've no need to ask you to come back next year, have we? Good part of the furniture. 1987 there, Alderman. Number 26 now. The Badger, and that's the road locomotive. But now look, isn't this good? Traction wagon. Now this is what they call these trucks on the back, traction wagon. There's two on the rear end here, what a nice little road train. but there's no reason why he shouldn't have had 5 or 6. They didn't care then, they just went out of work. If you had a load to move, it went out of work. We didn't have health and safety, we had common sense. And we didn't have a whole raft of legislation that for some reason we imported from the continent, and now we've got to start unpicking it all again. I don't know if we'll ever manage that. But road haulage will never be the same as it was. Each one of those trucks would have carried 3 tons, so there's a 6-ton load, which is nothing for this engine, plus the truck, but it would have worked very, very well indeed. And that's the Burrell Road locomotive from 1923, the Badger. Number 11, and new to Mr. Thorpe at Basingstoke on contract haulage. Another road haulage, as you can see, with the solid flywheel there. Now just listen to that. She's breathing beautifully as she's going by, and see that trailer really sounds nice. Yeah, it's no effort, it's just away we go. That heavy flywheel takes it away. And number 15. Rode it all the way now, it's Sussex-based engine. It was down there at Tinker's Park for a fair old time with Claude Jessup and Hanno down. And there's beautiful little example there. Fully restored by Tinker's Park volunteers. Part of the Claude Jessup sustenance based at Hanno down. Well, that's a little part of steam history. If you ever get a chance to get down there when they're having an overplay, feel into the place to go. And it's Peter Haining who is involved still down at Tinker's Park. Now we've already seen one of the ploughing engines. Well, there's something slightly different, because it's a slightly smaller one, and I think that was the Z7 we saw just now, went through. But here we've got one that's slightly smaller, nevertheless built for a totally different job, because the Z7 was an export model. This was built for work here in this country, based here in the Midlands. Great to see it out here in such beautiful condition, beautifully restored for an engine. Exactly the way it was when it was working in Paris, Bloxham. And then the Roby. Not so many Robies produced, not so many in preservation consequently. Went up to work in Cumbria when it first purchased, and it spent all its working life up there. Sold to Mr. Sutton in 1955 for preservation. So it's had a long period of time in preservation, and it's looked after now by the Warrington family. Great to see a preservation project actually started right back in the 1950s, the very early days of steam preservation. Because, as I said a little bit earlier, Onward was cut up in 1953, engines were being cut up all the time into the 1960s still, and abandoned just for scrap. And it's only because of the preservation movement that really got underway during the 50s into the 60s that the majority of these engines, pretty well all of them, have been saved anyway. Well, can we have a whistle salute to Bloxham? Can we hear some whistles? There's whistle go on.